Hello, good evening. Happy Friday, everybody. Another Epstein day, of course. And there's a lot of bill going around. And that's why he named it what? The big, beautiful bill. Bill Clinton. That's what inspired him to name the bill, the big, beautiful bill. Because apparently, Bill Clinton is huge in his Levi jeans. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live. I am Queen Lillie, and we are talking about who? Donald Trump and the Epstein files. Everything Donnie and the Epstein files. You know, I don't know about any other community, but in the Black community, we love Bill Clinton. See, Bill Clinton had a kind of like he had a swag about him. The Black women love that swag with Bill Clinton, and we found him very attractive. Bill was sexy, y'all. He was sexy. Yes, Bill Clinton, all the Black women, even the boys, the gals, the ones, because I got male friends that like Bill Clinton too, because Bill Clinton would make you go, yeah. And apparently Bill Clinton made Donald Trump go, sloppy toppy, sloppy toppy. That's what Bill and Donnie had going on, apparently. Where it says that in the Epstein emails, Putin, does he still have the photo of Donnie with Bill Clinton? Sloppy toppy. Y'all, what's going on in the world? What's up, y'all? Hit that like button as you're coming in. What is going on in this world? So now they saying Donnie is the first LGBTQ plus president. I don't know. Is that true, MAGA? What's going on, King LaSwan? Hello, King Ryan. How you doing? Yeah, King Ryan. Hello, King Josh. How you doing? Hello, my beautiful King Alan. How you doing, baby? He played that saxophone. Yes, he did. Real good, baby. Y'all, America, it's embarrassing. And let me tell you, I have a lot of male gay friends. I don't have a problem with what they do. But I got a problem when these white nationalists, all they do is bash gay people, and they're gay. In the closet. He's in the closet. Come out the closet. And your son can come out. If he sees his father come out, then your son will come out and be proud. There's nothing wrong with being gay. But I got a problem with if you a gay man and you sleeping with a woman. Yes, I got a problem with it. Be who you supposed to be. If you love men, do the damn thing. I don't have a problem with it. I got a problem with Daddy Dumpy Pants because he bashed gay people all the time. And I kept telling y'all something. Anytime people bash gay people all the time, I told y'all this, they are gay. The entire MAGA men, Republican Party, like to bash gay people. Peter Thiel, it has been said he's a gay man. I don't know. But that's what's being said. jdvance was pushed along into power because of who? Peter Thiel, Donald Trump's friend Roy that died. Brought Donnie expensive suits. They went and got suits tailored together. He was a gay man that pushed Donnie along and gave him some great connections on what they say with the Russians. They're not hanging around gay men just to be hanging around gay men. Come on, y'all. If a Black man is around a gay man a lot, we already know my culture. We know what time it is. And you can be friends with another person that's gay. But when you're around them a lot, let me tell you something I saw happen with my own eyes. A friend of mine was getting married. Kind of found out his best man was his lover. Oh, it happens all the time, baby. Look at Epstein and Donnie. They was best friends for quite some time. I told y'all that birthday card told me a lot. I said, keep it on the down low. Nobody has to know. Oh, Donnie boy. Honey, I'm going to tell you something. That Bill Clinton, they say he holding. Honey, let me tell you something. The Black women love Bill Clinton. They said Bill is holding down there, y'all. And Donnie even put out a text before on Twitter, which is X now, that something about Hillary Clinton couldn't please her husband. We believe that Dunny Boy pleased her husband. That big beautiful Bill. Woo! Now I know why he named it the Big Beautiful Bill. Because honey, they said Bill got it going on. Honey, let me tell you something. Black before Hillary, because Hillary always been a beautiful woman to me. Hillary was even more beautiful when she was younger. But before Hillary, Bill was knocking down black women in the bedroom, in the office, in the supply room. Bill been getting around, and black women love Bill Clinton. You ain't gonna be able to tell them nothing different. But if you're in that Epstein files, I don't give a damn in. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. As y'all are coming in, hit that like button for me, please. Hit the like button if you'd like to donate to my channel. You can send me super chats and super stickers. Yes, super chats and super stickers. In my description is my Venmo and my PayPal link. So if you have either one of those two, you can bless me that way as well. And I have memberships. I have the Rubies membership and the Diamonds membership. Check them out. Become a member. There's things in there that you would not see on my channel. So check it out. But we're going to go ahead and get started because Donnie Boy is trying to dodge the reporters because he doesn't want to be questioned about putting on the knee pads. So Trump declines answering questions from reporters. He denies, he act like he doesn't even see the people. He just get right on Air Force One. Fat boy scared to answer questions. And this comes from Don Lemon. Let me tell you, Donald Trump is embarrassed. He's not going to answer those questions. Hector Flores, see, you're a brown person. I try my best to respect my brown people because I love you. I love everybody. But you know what, Hector? You said my mouth is wide. I'm a black woman. I got a big old mouth and I use it very well when I need to. But Hector, the problem is I'd rather have a wide mouth than a wide rectum. Your rectum is wide and that's not good. Now, if you're going to play for both teams, go on over to the other side and be who you are and be gay and happy to yourself. I'd rather have my wide mouth than a wide rectum, baby. Everything I show is fair use, great for educational purpose, great entertainment purposes, and great for research. And what are we doing tonight on this Friday night? Research, baby. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I give you what you want. I give you what you need. Satisfaction guarantee. That comes from me. And that's why you're over here. So as we all know, Fani Willis was dropped from the case that with the election interference here in Georgia against Donald Trump. So now it's going to move ahead with a new person taking over the case. Fani Willis would not be over it. It has been moved along, and I can't pronounce his name, but he will be overseeing that. So it has not been dropped. The election interference case here in Georgia, it will proceed. Shall I proceed? Yes, indeed. One moment. So we're going to move on over to the Epstein situation. Can we do that right quick? Take a listen.
News out of Capitol Hill, where dozens of Republicans are now breaking from Donald Trump and signaling that they will vote in favor of releasing the Epstein files. This comes after enormous pressure from the Trump White House for Republicans to fall in line, to not disobey. Clearly, this administration does not want these files to release. Otherwise, they would have been released already. And we may see up to 100 or even more than 100 Republican House of Representative members switch over and vote with mostly Democrats who are trying to get this released. This all started because some Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace, they clearly see the human rights crisis that we're dealing with. They want justice for the survivors. They don't care about what Donald Trump is saying, and more Republicans are realizing that if they don't vote along with this could look very bad for them when it comes down to re-elections. Clearly, Trump is slipping. Clearly, he's losing his grip on power, and we'll see if the walls continue to close in. Otherwise, why don't they just release the files if they have nothing to hide? Breaking news.
And that comes from Jeff the Progressive. Be sure to subscribe to Jeff the Progressive on YouTube and on Instagram. Thank you. So this is a photo of Donald Trump putting his hands down where you can see he's trying to play with the bill, the big, beautiful bill. And this comes from Josh the Progressive. Look what Donnie has his hand pointing at the big, beautiful bill. Now, let me tell you something. Bill got away with the ladies, and we just love Bill because they said Bill is healthy down there. Ooh, we fix it, Jesus. And Mama is having a hot flash, and it ain't from menopause this time. It's the whole ideal of Bill Clinton, okay? So, the only person whose life has gotten better under Trump presidency is Ghislaine Maxwell. One moment. Because right now, Donald Trump has decided to make our lives HELL, but Ghislaine Maxwell has been moved to a low security facility where she can have a dog, special treatment and all. But she trafficked and SA'd young girls. So that tells you a lot about Donald Trump. It does. Birds of the feather flock together. Don't forget that. One moment, please. Oh, wait a minute. I can't play the music. I would love to play the music to this. But it says, make America great again. Indict Donald Trump. Arrest Trump. Convict Trump. Jail Trump. The song that's with us, it fits what it's saying, but I can't play that song. Make America great. Put him in prison. MAGA, let me ask you this, MAGA. This is a post that says, Donald Trump became the first LGBTQ plus president in the United States. Is it true, MAGA? Because I don't know. Y'all know him. I just know he's an a-hole. Is it true? Is Donald Trump the first LGBTQ president in the United States? Inquiring minds want to know, MAGA. Y'all know. That's your man. Your savior. Hit that like button as y'all coming in. I love you. Someone is calling trash Trump's bluff. See, Donald Trump, now that all his skeletons is falling out the closet, and you know, like the song, he in the closet, where he coming on out the closet, he want to pull other men out with him and embarrass them because he's embarrassed. But okay, somebody calling Donald Trump's bluff. Uh-oh, sorry, y'all. I apologize.
We have some news right now. Reid Hoffman, who has become Donald Trump's top target in this whole Epstein files situation. Trump has called on the U.S. Attorney's Office, the DOJ, to investigate Reid Hoffman, who's the founder of LinkedIn, has come out publicly and said, you know what, release the Epstein files. Every person and every document in the files, release them, according to a new statement from Hoffman. Hoffman goes on to say, quote, I want this complete release because it will bring justice for the victims. I want this complete release because it'll show that the calls for baseless investigations of me are nothing more than political persecution and slander. I was never a client of Epstein's and never had any engagement with him other than fundraising at MIT. The call for an investigation is an obvious ploy to avoid releasing the files. He goes to say, I refuse to bend the knee to Donald Trump and his slanderous lies. So he's demanding to release the files. And here's the thing, release the files. Donald Trump never said release the files when he was confronted. We'll see what happens next. Spread the word. Full updates on my Substack, linked in bio.
Subscribe to Aaron Partners. Aaron Partners, please. He just called Donald Trump's bluff. And another thing, not just Hoffman, but some of the victims of Donald Trump and Epstein have written letters to have the full Epstein files released. I want them unredacted. Don't hide anything Donnie has done. Expose everything that nasty fat slob has done. So take a listen to them. This right here about to come up. I think we should send Donnie to El Salvador. He sent innocent people over there without even a trial. So let's not give Donald Trump a trial and send him to El Salvador, shave his head and all.
Hear me out. Trump has not been charged with anything, nor has he been convicted of anything having to do with the Epstein files. So I think we all need to calm down and ask ourselves, what would Trump do? Like, kind of like, what would Jesus do? But in this case, what would Trump do? And I've been thinking about it, and I think that I have the answer to that question. So here's what I think we should do. We need to chain him up, shave his head, put him on a plane, send him to a foreign country. When he lands in that foreign country, he is then transported to a prison. But it's more of like a, what is it called? Like a death camp. Like that, where you never get out, and where he can like suffer abuses and be tortured and all of that, only because that's what he would do. And I think that his followers would agree that that's what should be done, because that's what he does, and they love it. They really love it. So I think this would really make them excited. So yeah, I think that's a really great idea. Okay, bye. Okay, hear me out. Trump.
That's what he did to innocent people over there in El Salvador. They haven't had a trial or anything. See, Donald Trump, I'm going to tell you about a man that's in the closet. They are so miserable that they want to inflict pain on everybody else because they are miserable, not living in them true selves and not living in their light that they should be in. If you're gay and happy, be gay and happy. And leave women alone with that nasty ping. You go over there and stick all the mud you want to stick, and I'll celebrate you. But keep it off of women, because it's not fair to go from one person to the next. All these different people you lay up with, that's not good. Stick it and move it right over to where you are. And stay over there and make love over there. And love the person. But I don't go all over everywhere doing it. We don't want mud everywhere. All splashed on the wall and everything. No.
Well. I guess you're gaining some perspective today. Why, the orange guy always says full-throated. I have a question for Francis Underwood, a.k.a. Bill Clinton. Did Daddy Duppy Pants remove his teeth first so he could get a better grip? We know he's got real thin lips. Just asking for a friend. Well. I guess you're gaining some perspective today. Why, the orange guy always says full-throated. I have a question for Francis Underwood, a.k.a. Bill Clinton. Did Daddy Duppy Pants remove his teeth first so he could get a better grip? We know he's got real thin lips. Just asking for a friend.
Honey, we all want to know. Can you tell us, Mega, does Trump remove his teeth before he go downtown with his knee pads? Now we know why Melania would not let that man touch her. It ain't happening. They haven't made love in years, I guarantee you. I don't believe she let him touch her. If she did, she need Jesus real bad and some holy oil and some holy water. Throw it all over her. Drench her in it for 15 days and let her out. Thank you for the comment, Aaron Start. Thank you so much. And I hope I didn't mispronounce your name. If I did, I didn't do it on purpose. I apologize, okay? This Donald Trump mess right here. So Trump, Epstein files panic is exposed.
Remember the pictures of President Obama in the White House Situation Room watching the operation that led to the death of Osama bin Laden and all of the other history-making decisions made in that room? For President Trump and the White House yesterday to use that room to browbeat Republican members of Congress to aid and abet their cover-up for the pedophile Jeffrey Epstein is really an astounding development in American history. And look, the emails released yesterday were a bombshell, in my view, clearly demonstrating much closer ties between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein's crimes than we previously knew. But there's a lot more investigative work to be done to get to the bottom of it. There's a simple answer for Donald Trump: release the files. And then if he's innocent, did nothing wrong, he can put all this behind him and move on with the rest of his agenda. Why isn't he willing to do that? I remember the pictures of President Obama in the White House.
Donnie got the best jaws in America and the best knee pads. Jesus, be offense.
Received an extremely powerful statement from an Epstein survivor who remains a Jane Doe. I need your help to spread it everywhere and to amplify the voices of her and her fellow survivors. Mr. President, how dare you publicly torture the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein by calling our suffering a hoax, then minutes later directing American taxpayers to fund a sham investigation of your choosing into this abuse. The files stretch across 5 administrations. Where, then, is the investigation into the Bush and Obama eras? Why did Pam Bondi and Kash Patel testify before Congress that the inquiry had already been completed? We know the truth. The American people deserve it too. What moral and just society ever permits such a disgrace? Enough is enough. I pray that Congress finds the fortitude and strength that my fellow survivors and I have found to stand up to the injustice plaguing our country and to release the files. Enough is enough. Release the damn files. Spread the word and I'll have more updates soon.
Release the Epstein files. That's all we asking of you. Besides, we actually released a snap, which some people still haven't received a snap. And Donnie doesn't care because him and his son that has been alleged to have a boyfriend named Carlos, they're going to eat well for Thanksgiving. They're not concerned about the American people. Donnie eat cheeseburgers anyway. From McDonald's or Burger King. He's just a blubber butt. Uh-oh. Hold on. So this says, breaking. White House lawyers are reportedly worried about Laura Bower and Nancy Mace recorded their phone calls with Trump when he begged and bribed and threatened and cried for them to reverse their votes on releasing the Epstein files. I hope they did record blubber butt Donnie boy. That would be a blessing to the American people. And I can't wait to hear the phone calls. Donnie going down real bad. Glut. He got that Glut 3000. That throat powerful. What they call TD jacket? Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Power bottom. That mouth is a power bottom. All right. Uh-oh. I keep putting it on mute. I'm sorry.
It's November 14th, 2025. It's been a busy day. Let's quickly break down the biggest stories. 24 survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, including 4 Trump accusers, have signed a letter to Congress calling on lawmakers to vote yes to release the Epstein files. Politico is now reporting that the House vote can come as early as this Tuesday. Trump has been furiously posting about the Epstein files, calling them a hoax, but also saying that it's actually a, quote, Democrat problem. He's instructed his DOJ to investigate Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, and others for their connections to Jeffrey Epstein, telling everyone it has nothing to do with him. Attorney General Pam Bondi has assigned Southern District of New York prosecutor Jay Clayton to oversee the case. Trump also called Republicans weak for wanting to see the Epstein files released and demanded that they stop focusing on them. I just want to focus on all this for a second, just how corrupt it is. This has become so normalized, but as a reminder, the president is not supposed to direct the DOJ on what to do, especially concerning issues that they themselves are implicated in. Meanwhile, a new analysis shows that of the 2,300 email threads released from the Epstein estate, Trump is mentioned in 1,670 of them. In other news, the Indiana Senate Pro Tem Rod Bray says that Republicans will not be redistricting the state as they do not have the votes. That's a major blow to Trump's efforts to further rig the maps. Trump is reportedly summoning these lawmakers to meet with him in the Oval Office as early as next week. The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops has issued a statement admonishing the Trump administration's brutal ICE raids and immigration actions. In a statement, they said, quote, "We love our country. For this very reason, we feel compelled now in this environment to raise our voices in defense of God-given human dignity." A convicted Ponzi schemer whose 24-year prison term was commuted by Donald Trump in 2021 now faces as many as 50 years behind bars for an investor fraud that took place after his clemency. Eli Weinstein was convicted of defrauding more than 150 investors out of $41 million. And Trump has once again fled the White House for Palm Beach, kind of the scene of the crime here, refusing to answer questions about Jeffrey Epstein as he departed. There's a lot more to come, so follow along and listen to the Midas Touch podcast for even more updates. It's November 14th.
Please subscribe to Midas Touch Network. You can run, Donnie, but you can't hide. You went to Palm Beach so you don't have to deal with the Epstein situation. It's not going away, Donnie. Never will it go away. I'm going to mention it every time I come on my live. How those knee pads fitting right now, Donnie? Are you going to Palm Beach to use your knee pads on somebody? Run, run, Rudolph. Run, Rudolph, run.
Well, well, well. Who else out there today besides me immediately after they seen the email? And you know which email I'm talking about. It's the topic of discussion today, honey. The email that basically says that daddy has knee pads and sucked his way to the top. Who else immediately was like, House of Cards, Frank Underwood, holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit, honey. I was just like, oh yeah, you ain't gonna convince me now that Bill Clinton ain't Frank Underwood, honey. You are not gonna convince me now that Frank Underwood's character was not written for Bill Clinton, honey. If you watched House of Cards, you already know what the fuck I'm talking about, don't you, honey?
Well, honey, he is. That Bill Clinton, honey. The women ain't got nothing bad to say about Bill Clinton. Now, we all love Governor Newsom. I don't know what he's working with down there. But it's been said, because before Hillary, he was getting the black women. And it's been said that Bill is very profound down there. That's why Donald Trump said the big, beautiful Bill. All the black women love Bill. He still looks rather good in his old age as well. He does. And it says, this comes from Keith Edwards. He says, a confused Trump is holed up in the White House and blaring the Phantom of the Opera. Let me tell you something. That's another thing not black people, gay men listen to. Phantom of the Opera and the YMCA. This is at the White House. It's blasting all over, outside and inside. This is the White House. What does a lot of black people, a lot of gay men listen to, especially white men. Don't get offended, but it's true. I know a lot of white men in Atlanta that like to listen to the Phantom of the Opera and the YMCA. I'm going to the YMCA, y'all. Donald Trump loves that song, y'all. And I've been telling y'all it's a gay anthem. So we're going to do a little flashback. And when Donald Trump was having his rally and how he rocked the mic, right? Take a look. Look. This is not AI. This is Donald Trump. In my past of being around, now don't get offended because I'm not talking about all white men, the freaky ones. They have wives at home, but they like to put their mouth on a man. They've been with many women. They like to put their mouth on a man. So when you hear about his son have a dude named Carlos, a brown boy, don't doubt it. Sometimes things can be inherited too, in the bloodline. This is a sad day in America. Donnie said, put your mouth on me, but I think he put his mouth on somebody else, like Epstein's email said. Bubba. Bill Clinton, that's what's said in the emails now. I didn't write the email. Damn. Man, y'all going out bad. Look at Trump. Trump ignores questions again. Hold on. He's being questioned, but he won't answer anything.
What did Jeffrey Epstein mean when he said you knew about the girls? If the Epstein case is a hoax, why are you calling for more investigations?
He's lying. if I was Donald Trump family, I would disown him. Just like that. At a snap of a finger, I would disown him. Nasty self. And also, why does Putin have pictures of Trump and Clinton? I guess Donnie want to know how endowed was he down there, because I've heard it. Bill Clinton got it going on. Monica Lewinsky was glad to find out. One moment, please.
Look, if Trump had a thing for Bill Clinton, if they did some stuff in the bedroom together, that's fine. I honestly don't care. That's not a crime. Love is love. It'd be a surprise, but whatever, big deal. What's more concerning is, if this is true, why would Putin have pictures of Trump doing stuff with Bill Clinton? That's the question people should be asking. Look, if Trump...
Because Epstein would record and take photos of people. So you get somebody sloppy drunk and put something in their drink maybe, and they become freakily, because the freak is in them. Freak is in Donnie, because Donnie don't slip all around. And he said he'd like to grab him by the PUSSY. I guess he's bi. LGBTQ+. Epstein kept photos and videos of people. And he gave it to Putin. Yeah. Honey, I wouldn't be surprised if Donnie put his mouth on old Pootie Tank. Look at this. This is funny, y'all. They show the emails in evidence. Hold on. Like Eddie Murphy said, put your mouth on me. Y'all know what that means. Donnie, he loves to do his mouth like this. I told y'all that man be doing something with his mouth. I said he got these suckers. That's how you hold your mouth when you know, doing what you gotta do. And Donnie always hold his mouth like this, because he like putting his mouth on something.
The things we've discovered and experienced on this horrific timeline. Donald Trump giving Bill Clinton the Gawk 3000 allegedly was not on my radar. How you doing? I know that all these emails have been released from the Jeffrey Epstein estate, which has revealed a lot of things. One email in particular said, ask him if Putin has photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Bubba referring to our former president, Bill Clinton.
Okay, well, this was really fun.
I mean, to be fair, Donald Trump's favorite dance is jerking off ghosts in public and playing the YMCA, which is America's gay theme song. So the two that are absolute dicks to each other in public can be tugging on each other's dicks in private. Wow. This just tells us America in this current timeline is the worst telenovela. It's not even a telenovela anymore. We've surpassed that. We are now in a Tubi film. What do you mean? What the fuck was going on at Jeffrey Epstein's house, Island Plain estate? What was going on? And honestly, I don't care who's in these files. Based on these little tidbits and breadcrumbs we're getting from these emails, I would literally like all the files to release. I don't care if every Democrat's on it. I don't care if everyone I've ever looked up to is on it. I don't care if Obama's on it. Release the Epstein files, because we need to see what the fuck has been going on with these weirdos. You guys are public foes, but you're bro job bros. Peace out.
I agree with him. I don't care if it's Democrats, Republicans on it. But I want to see everything that Donald Trump has been doing. Put your mouth on me. Donnie boy. Donnie got that Glock 3000. Release the Epstein files. I don't care if Bill Clinton on it. I don't care who on it. Release the Epstein files. Republican, Dems, whatever. Release it. So Trump is a piece of manure. All of President Obama... Hold on. I'm about to compare President Obama and Donald Trump. Because all President Obama did was wear a tan suit and y'all was ready to impeach him. So Trump is a piece of manure. All President Obama did was wear a tan suit, and the Republicans were like the fairies that they are, pissed in their pants over his tan suit. Y'all had a hissy fit because all President Obama did was wear a tan suit. Well, honey, Dunny has done worse. RAPED, people. E. Jean Carroll, etc. Maybe even young boys and girls.
The harshest criticism is actually coming from Trump's most fervent supporters. Even the QAnon shaman posted, "Fuck this stupid piece of shit. What a fraud." And once you've lost the dipshit Daniel Boone here, you are in trouble. And it's understandable why Trump's struggling to get even his own base to take his word for it that there is nothing to see here. Because to do so, you essentially have to believe everything we've learned about Trump over the years is irrelevant or sheer coincidence, that all Trump did was repeatedly host Epstein at Mar-a-Lago, have him at his wedding, hang out with him at Victoria's Secret fashion shows, get listed as a passenger on his plane 8 times, joke with him at a party while pointing out hot women and saying something into his ear that got the most grotesque smile in the history of human expressions. Tell a reporter, "I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy. He likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side," and allegedly hosts a calendar girl competition where, other than the 24 or so women flown in to provide the entertainment, the only guests were him and Jeffrey Epstein. You'd also have to forget about Trump bragging about his ability to grab women's genitals and claiming he'd go backstage at his beauty pageants while women were getting dressed, something he was accused of doing by 5 Miss Teen USA contestants, and once remarking of his own infant daughter Tiffany that she's got marvelous legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this yet, but time will tell. Beyond that, though, there's nothing there. Except for a jury finding him liable for sexual abuse, but other than that, there's nothing to see. And I should note, Trump denies the Epstein letter, the calendar girls contest, and the claims of walking in on Miss Teen USA contestants changing. He also insists he broke off ties with Epstein before he was convicted of soliciting sex from a minor, and he's repeatedly denied being told his name was in the Epstein files, despite reports Pam Bondi told him months ago that his name was in there. And I guess, ideally, Trump would have Jeffrey Epstein on tape vehemently denying that connection. Fortunately, what he's got instead is this moment in Epstein's 2010 deposition.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of...
Donald Trump can continue denying, but we know the truth. He can continue denying, but we know the truth.
Trump is finally posting again on his Truth Social account after going dark for 24 hours. He's taken an early weekend to fly to Mar-a-Lago, and now I guess he has nothing better to do than to post Fox News clips saying the Jeffrey Epstein case is a hoax. Take a look.
Launching a smear campaign disguised as a bombshell. The Jeffrey Epstein emails. Congress is dumping thousands of documents, and Democrats are using them to frame Trump. But we've been combing through them and can't find anything nailing Trump.
He says there's nothing nailing Trump. That has to be a joke because Epstein said that he has pictures of Trump with girls in bikinis in his kitchen. He also called Trump the dog that hasn't barked, said he knew about the girls, and that he spent hours at a time alone at Epstein's house with a victim. The emails also seem to show that Epstein spent Thanksgiving with Trump at the White House in 2017, long after he apparently cut ties with him. These are not small details. These are bombshells that directly contradict everything Trump has been saying to us for years. The fact that Trump's first instinct after all of these revelations is to immediately shout hoax tells us everything we need to know. Innocent people don't panic. He's also trying to make Republicans ignore all of this, saying that Democrats are doing everything in their withering power to push the Epstein hoax again. Some weak Republicans have fallen into their clutches because they are soft and foolish. Innocent people don't need Fox News anchors to run interference for them. And innocent people definitely don't call a publicly documented and proven case a hoax. Donald Trump is finally posting again on his Truth Social account after going dark for 24 hours. He's taken an early weekend to fly to Mar-a-Lago, and now I guess he has nothing better to do than to post Fox News clips saying the Jeffrey Epstein case is a hoax. Take a look.
Launching a smear campaign disguised as a bombshell. The Jeffrey Epstein emails. Congress is dumping thousands of documents, and Democrats are using them to frame Trump. But we've been combing through them and can't find anything nailing Trump.
He says there's nothing nailing Trump. That has to be a joke because Epstein said that he has pictures of Trump with girls in bikinis in his kitchen. He also called Trump the dog that hasn't barked, said he knew about the girls, and that he spent hours at a time alone at Epstein's house with a victim. The emails also seem to show that Epstein spent Thanksgiving with Trump at the White House in 2017, long after he apparently cut ties with him. These are not small details. These are bombshells that directly contradict everything Trump has been saying to us for years. The fact that Trump's first instinct after all of these revelations is to immediately shout hoax tells us everything we need to know. Innocent people don't panic. He's also trying to make Republicans ignore all of this, saying that
right now, a lot of Republicans are not ignoring this. Some of them have decided to back away from Donald Trump. They're not afraid of him. A lot of the senators and stuff they talking about, since all this come out, that they got to look at everything and take it in consideration. They have to. Hello, King Ryan. How you doing? Yes, Trump is on 1,670 pages. Yes, he is. Walter Peter says, and you won't find anything. Well, honey, we already have. God bless you. Queen Victorious one, how you doing? Thank you, beautiful queen. King Allen says, you can't get that many people involved in a, I don't know what it is. And what is the purpose? Okay, you speaking with someone. That's right. Thank you, Queen Victorious one. 93S94 say, hit the like button, please, y'all. Hit that like button. Ryan says, King Ryan says, whatever happens is going to be a hell of an ending. And Donnie apparently gives happy endings. Ross says, and Alan, whatever you say, friend. Okay, King Ross. Yes, Trump and Diddy were friends, King Ryan. They were friends. King Dave, how you doing? Dave Gillis, King Dave Gillis. JS, how you doing? Some of y'all names I don't know how to pronounce, so forgive me. How you doing? I love each and every last one of y'all. King James, how you doing? Hello, King. JS, how are you? Super One or Wolf, how you doing? G Money the Don, how you doing? All right, I'm going to continue. How all of you beautiful kings and queens are doing. I hope you have an amazing Friday evening, and I love you. Let me take a sip of water, and we will continue.
Exactly, y'all. Exactly. If you haven't heard yet, apparently, via the Epstein emails that were released, apparently there is photographic video evidence of Trump blowing Bill Clinton. And if for some reason you don't see it, you don't believe it for some reason, look at this comment. Remember when he literally simulated blowing a microphone? He looked like he had done it before. He looked like he had done that before. And around the same time when he weirdly wouldn't stop talking about Arnold Palmer's cock and how much he liked it and admired it. As all this stuff continues to come out, I keep seeing comments and stuff like this that just make the pieces fit even more. So I thought I'd share. Is there anything else that maybe looking back on it now was a clue? Comment below. Let me know what you think. And also, I almost forgot. Now we know why he has that beef with Hillary. Man is jealous. And more so, just to round this out, I want us to really realize here, it was little boys too. And it also probably wasn't just SCX, right? It's probably a lot more barbaric and depraved than we can even probably think of. So yeah, just I guess be prepared for the whiplash we're probably going to be getting with, something crazy and funny and then something crazy and fucking horrible, and have some tact, But also to that end, try to laugh when you can. or else we'll literally go crazy. But at the end of the day,
it's going to get worse. There's more going to come out. And there probably will be some Dems in there. But what's so sickening to me, remember the guy that got recorded that was part of the DOJ, Trump's DOJ? He said they're going to redact the Republicans out and leave the Democrats in there. That's not right. See, what you meant to hurt other people, you got to remember, when you dig a grave for somebody else, you better dig one for yourself. So Donnie been trying to destroy everybody else's life. Now, the Grand Reaper is coming for you, Donnie. Oh, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Is this true about Trump? I don't know, but it's flattering to hear it. Inquiring minds want to know.
Trump wasn't worried about the Epstein files coming out because people are going to think he touched little kids. No, we know that already. What he was more concerned about and more embarrassed about was that he likes men. It's the typical DL syndrome, bro. Like, it's the tale as old as time. Let me rephrase that. Men, certain men, would rather be called everything and anything under the sun instead of gay because of homophobia. That's how much homophobia has a hold on society, especially amongst men, cis men. This man knows everybody calling him a PDF file, but he starts crashing out more once people start calling him gay. And you notice once the Epstein files, the thing blew up more and more and more, he started to realize, wait a minute, what about that one time I blew the former president? And then now you're seeing him crash out. It's the typical DL syndrome. It's when a man finds out that, it's when everybody finds out the man is gay and he was on the low, you see the way he reacts. Either he unalives a woman, he does this. You could just see the reaction. You guys know what I'm talking about. Donald Trump wasn't worried about the Epstein.
King, I'm going to show you something. How do we know? Because he showed us what his mouth could do. Put your mouth on me. Hold on, we're going to show you what Donnie showed us his mouth can do. Put your mouth on me. That head, he got some strong head game. Yeah, boy. Donnie got strong head game.
King of England stripped his own brother of his royal titles because of a Democratic hoax, and the President of the United States pulled Republican congresswomen who are survivors of violence themselves into the Situation Room and bullied them about their votes because of a Democratic hoax, and the Republicans in Congress shut down the government for the longest time in American history because of a Democratic hoax, and Mike Johnson refused to swear in Adelita Grijalva because she was the final vote to force the release of the files because of a Democratic hoax, and the President of the United States ordered that any mentions of his name be redacted because of a Democratic hoax. And the guy who orchestrated all of this is in prison and then mysteriously died in that prison because of a Democratic hoax. Weird. So the King of England stripped his own brother of his
Yeah, it's weird. That lets you know every time Donald Trump says something is a hoax, it's not a hoax. It's the truth. Put your mouth on me. Release the Epstein files.
Well, well, well. I thought today on this Friday would be a good time to remind everybody that the orange guy has never spoke a bad word about Bill. He's had so many things to say about Hillary, but he speaks very fondly of Bill and always has. Just thought I'd remind you of that. I'm sure it has nothing to do with him putting the finishing shellacking on a phallus or two. But it makes a whole lot of sense today why he's never had anything out of the way to say about Bubba. Doesn't it? Just thought I'd remind y'all of that today.
Yep.
Well,
he talks back about Hillary because he competes with Hillary in so many ways. Put your mouth on me. Release the Epstein files.
Well. Now, I'm still digging through all of those documents. And like I said earlier today, I didn't start at the beginning of the documents because I knew that's where everybody was going to start. I just hopped in the middle and I've been scrolling through.
I'm going to pause this a minute. MAGA always got to throw in other people. Harris didn't release. She was a vice president. And they don't do that. The DOJ does. So stop throwing everybody else in there because your man is going down as a D sucker. Donald Trump showed you what he can do to those men D's. So he showed you what his D suckers can do. Put your mouth on Bill. Stop throwing everybody else in there because Donald Trump put on the knee pads. Why you think Elon was staying in the White House? Put your mouth on me.
Well. Now, I'm still digging through all of those documents. And like I said earlier today, I didn't start at the beginning of the documents because I knew that's where everybody was going to start. I just hopped in the middle and I've been scrolling through them. And something caught my eye today. Something caught my eye today because these were emails that had been redacted. So we don't know who Jeffrey is talking to in the emails. But both of these emails, they're about a year apart, dear, but they have to do with some of Daddy Dumpy Pants' properties. And I just want to let y'all know what they say. In 2008, November 19th, and the reason I'm giving you the dates here is because I'm going to use these dates to craft up a timeline. So that's why I always write them down. But on Wednesday, November 19th, 2008, Jeffrey emailed somebody, an unknown individual, asking if they could get the address for the old Gossman Trump house on North Ocean Boulevard. I don't know about the answer to this because I have not found that. I want to let y'all know something today, why this is going to take a minute. These files that I've been going through, it's a mess. They're not all emails. Last night, there was about 20 pages of a manuscript that someone had sent Jeffrey that has to do with sex play. There was several other writings and manuscripts that people had posed to Jeffrey that they wanted financing for that had to do with exposés on the orange dude. There was pages and pages and pages of think pieces from people within the government who was friends with Jeffrey that had to do all the way back in 2009 and 2011 too, that had to do with Iran's nuclear program. I mean, honey, it's a lot. It's a lot to go through. It's not just a bunch of salacious emails. These are letters from people asking for money for different programs that should have not been getting money from Jeffrey. By 2006 up to 2009, the world knew about Jeffrey. So when I read emails from young ladies in 2011 thanking Jeffrey for his ability to get money into their programs around poetry and dance and music, it makes me want to vomit, honey. It makes me want to vomit the letters that I read, the email correspondence between young women thanking Jeffrey for him helping them with money in different programs. Knowing full well, baby, knowing full well who this man was. Just absolutely disgusting. So I just wanted to let y'all know that it's a lot to dig through. And also...
So therefore, what she's saying, Jeffrey Epstein was giving money to these things with young people, but he had other plans for the youth. You know, doing stuff with the youthful young ladies, trafficking, etc. See, I be getting some head, getting some head. Real thugs get down on the floor, honey. Somebody was getting on the floor, them knee pads, and he was giving some head, giving some head. Real thugs get down. Donnie's a thug.
Right now, 24 survivors have just sent a letter to Mike Johnson and members of Congress demanding that they vote to release the Epstein files. And I want you to read this letter alongside me, along with the names of the survivors, because we cannot forget the survivors. Dear esteemed members of the Senate and the House of Representatives, we write to you as the family of Virginia Roberts Giuffre and as fellow survivors of Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and their co-conspirators. You have the ability to release the Epstein files and with it deliver a promise the American people have waited far too long. We implore you to do so. Then it goes on, and at the end it says, embody Virginia's courage, be brave and stand for her. In her absence, vote yes on the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Vote for justice, accountability, and the truth. These are the 24 survivors. These are their names. I want you to remember them. Never forget them. This is who we need to release the files for. We have some news right now. 24 survivors.
Donnie be giving some head. Giving some head. Real thugs get down on the floor. Donald Trump is a thug. So he getting what he put out in life. Yep. Donnie just receiving what he put out in life. What goes around comes back around. My baby. That's what it is. That's life.
You guys remember when Donald Trump tweeted
this guy is
said,
handsome.
If Hillary can't satisfy
Very
her
handsome.
husband, what makes her think that she can satisfy America? And now we got emails about Epstein talking about how
Let me
Trump
start
was,
it over so y'all can hear that first thing that Donald Trump posted about Hillary couldn't please Bill. But he can.
You guys remember when Donald Trump tweeted this when he said, if Hillary can't satisfy her own husband, what makes her think that she could satisfy America? And now we got emails about Epstein talking about how Trump was blowing Bill, not to mention when he was making these noises. And then blowing the mic. On top of the whole rant he went on about Arnold Palmer and his Johnson.
He took showers with the other pros. They came out of there. They said, "Oh my God,
Trump, if you're gay, just come out and say you're gay. We'll make it easy for you. We'll give you your first gay nickname, Deep Throat Don."
I gotta stop the music. I can't play that music. Honey, he be getting some head. Giving some head. That's Donnie.
News: President Trump's 2020 election interference case in Georgia is now in the hands of a new prosecutor after Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis was disqualified in the case. Lisa, how significant is this?
That's not important. We gotta get to the more Epstein stuff, y'all, because, honey, we're gonna talk about Epstein. I ain't letting nothing stopping us from that. Yes, I already showed y'all something about Fani Willis and somebody else, another prosecutor has taken over the case.
Well. I thought I would share with y'all another random email as I was randomly just picking them last night, honey. Now, this particular email has been redacted. We don't know who's involved other than Jeffrey. For some reason, they took it out, dear. So I'm not going to insinuate I know who he's talking to here. But the context of what the email is about, let's bring it to light today. Because the proclivities that could be at play are not okay. Yes, let me grab my spectacles, baby. Let me grab my spectacles.
Subscribe to Christina Talks.
On June 8th of 2018, at 8:38 a.m., someone had emailed Jeffrey. We don't know who. We don't know exactly what they said either. That was redacted too. But we do have Jeffrey's reply. And oh my. Jeffrey replied to this unknown individual at 8:36 a.m. on June 18th. Jeffrey says, number 1, Madonna on the way. Number 2, instead of torture photos, maybe a photo or portrait of me instead, ? 3, presentation of Trumpville, ? Let's say that again. Jeffrey's answering back to a friend in an email where he says, number 1, Madonna's on her way. The Madonna's on her way, not as in the pop singer. A Madonna is on her way. Number 2, instead of torture photos, maybe you'd like a portrait of me instead, ? And number 3, presentation of Trumpville, ? Well, I've got some points I'd like to make too. Number 1, who is the Madonna that was on her way? And I just want to remind you today of what Madonna might mean. Virgin. Okay, that's what a Madonna is in those terms.
Look it up, MAGA.
Number 2, torture photos. Ooh. So somebody's into torturing virgins. Number 3, what the fuck does the presentation of Trumpville mean? What is
It
Jeffrey
was a
talking about here?
presentation for Trump, in
Is this
my
the way in
opinion.
which he decorates a room for those with those proclivities? Or was it supposed to be somebody that daddy knew? What is Trumpville for presentation, dear? Are we presenting the virgin?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I think. Trump is a busted baby. He was getting that thing bust out. And he was giving Glock 3,000. I'm going to be Glock 10,000, honey. The where he was giving some head, giving some head. Lord, Donnie nasty, y'all. But I've been told y'all this from day one. Busted baby Trump. He's a busted
So is
baby.
there an email suggesting that Donald Trump sucked off Bill Clinton? Huh? Is there an email suggesting that the President of the United States sucked off Bill Clinton? Now, some people might say, oh, that's bullshit. They're just making shit up. Unless you pay attention. Hear me out here. Pay attention. Donald Trump has talked a whole lot of shit. That's Richard Pryor, by the way, because y'all be like, is that Richard Pryor? That's Rich. All right. Donald Trump has talked a lot of shit about Joe Biden. He's talked a whole lot of shit about Barack Obama. He ain't said shit about Bill Clinton. Have you thought about that? He said absolutely nothing about Bill Clinton. Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, yeah, he sleeps, he nods out, he sleeps. And Barack Obama, right, he's not even American, right? And his ears are big. And Bill Clinton, now I had my dick in your mouth. No, I didn't have sexual relations, but you did suck me. That's absolutely not true. Your mouth was just like how it is when you talk. That's completely ludicrous. I had my dick in your mouth. I have no doubt that the president sucked off Bill Clinton. He's never talked about it. Has he talked shit about his wife? I mean, periodically. He's not fucking his wife anyway, but the point is, he said nothing about Bill Clinton. Because Bill Clinton can be like, that's why you suck my dick. Did I mention that Donald Trump hasn't been on Truth Social for like 21 years?
Donnie be getting some head, giving some head. Real thugs get down on the floor. He got on that floor. Put it on the floor. Put it on the floor, y'all. When I tell y'all the Republican Party is a ghetto mess, the White House right now is a ghetto mess. It look ghetto. The people working there are ghetto.
Justice Department's acting deputy chief was caught on a hot mic saying that the Department of Justice is going to redact all Republican names from the Epstein files and leave in the Democratic names. And this is the second video I'm making of this because it is so important that people need to know what this cover-up is happening. It was a hot mic moment. This man, Joe Schmidt, didn't think he was being recorded. And this is what one of the most senior Justice Department officials in the entire organization, in the entire agency is saying behind the public's back. They want to redact the Republican names so that Republicans don't get in trouble, leave the Democratic names completely open. Now, he has since tried to walk that back. But this wasn't just a slip-up or a snafu. This was an intentional statement. How can the public trust this Justice Department to give the truth about the Epstein files if one of their own officials, whether or not he's working on them, is saying that they will be redacted based on partisan politics? I'm going to have a full breakdown of this on my Substack link to bio, so subscribe for free. Spread the word and follow on for more.
Subscribe to Aaron Partners. He is one of the best that has ever done it on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. He's a bad majama. Yes, he is. Trump is such a miserable, ugly MFer. He wants to torture the SNAP recipients.
Yeah, some serious news right now. The Trump administration, according to Politico, is going to force every SNAP recipient to reapply for SNAP benefits in an effort to, quote, root out fraud, but critics are saying that this is just an attempt from Trump to block millions of vulnerable low-income Americans from receiving food assistance. Brooke Rollins told Newsmax, quote, that she plans to have everyone reapply for their benefits, make sure that everyone that's taking a taxpayer-funded benefit through food stamps, that they literally are vulnerable and they can't survive without it. They're going to overhaul SNAP benefits in the coming weeks. But here's the thing, state SNAP administrators already require families to recertify every 6 months that they're eligible for the benefits. Now, it's unclear how this is going to be different, but imagine this federal government processing 42 million plus applications for SNAP. Spread the word.
That's really sad that Donald Trump is doing it to the less fortunate. They already been approved. They have to be reapproved, I think, every year, if I'm not mistaken. So if they already been approved for 2025, why do they have to go through that process again? It may not be their time to do that. But Donnie wants to punish people because he's embarrassed. You've been put on them knee pads. You've been tossing salad and all, Donnie. You're nasty.
Well, well, well. Just yesterday, I said we need to hold all men in power accountable for the things that they have done against women, children, and men in the past. I talked about Clarence Thomas. I talked about Kavanaugh. Never in my wildest dreams, when I made that post, did I believe that we would find evidence.
Uh-oh, hold on, y'all. I hate when that happens.
When I made that post, did I believe that we would find evidence within those files that would point to the island guy having something to do with Kavanaugh? But here we are today, and apparently the island man had a very big hand in making sure that Kavanaugh would sit on that bench.
So Kavanaugh was doing the Glock 3000 too, and that's how he got on the bench. Epstein was just pimping him out. Thank you, King Yaya. I love you. Epstein is a bigger pimp than Donald Trump. Donald Trump pimping out the White House and enriching his family. Epstein he pimped everybody. Dang.
That's news right now. Donald Trump is spiraling over Epstein on Truth Social right now, saying that he wants Pam Bondi directing the Department of Justice to seemingly reopen the Epstein investigation to target Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan Chase, and many other people and institutions to, quote, determine what was going on with them and him. But here's the problem for Trump. Previously, both Pam Bondi and Kash Patel have publicly said that the investigation into Epstein is concluded. And now Trump is seemingly ordering them to reopen an investigation that his own Justice Department previously said was over. He said, quote, now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try and deflect from their disastrous shutdown and all the other failures, I will be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, together with our great patriots at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan Chase, and many other institutions.
I'm going to cut that short. Pam Bondi is supposed to work for the American people, but she personally works for Donald Trump, fighting against his enemies. That is not your job, Pam Bondi. You work for the American people. Do your job. The DOJ supposed to work for the American people.
Johnson just went on Fox News and proudly declared that Trump had nothing to do with Epstein and that the Democrats only care about this case because we have Trump derangement syndrome. Watch this clip and notice how he can't offer us any facts, evidence, or a real defense.
They're trying to attack the president. They're trying to manufacture some sort of hoax that he had something to do with Epstein, and it is absurd. They don't care about that. They care about going after Donald Trump because they have Trump derangement syndrome. It's very real.
It's very telling that the Speaker of the House is this emotional, this frantic, and this defensive about Epstein's own emails. If the evidence proves Trump had nothing to do with Epstein, then why is Mike Johnson melting down on Fox News calling the entire case a hoax? We know it's not a hoax. Innocent people welcome the truth. They don't scream at it. That's why Trump looks very guilty right now. Their entire argument falls apart immediately when you look at the evidence. These aren't Democrat hoaxes. These are Epstein's own emails written years ago, never meant to be seen by the public, never meant to be political. And he said in these emails that he has compromising evidence of Trump and could, quote, take him down. That's not a hoax. That's a confession from one of Trump's best friends that he called a terrific guy. It's also hilarious that Mike Johnson is pretending people are obsessed with Trump. That's not the case at all. We're just a little bit concerned about how close our president was to a confirmed human trafficker. If Trump really had nothing to hide, he wouldn't have to lie all the time to cover for himself. He would release the full Epstein files and let the truth speak for itself. Mike Johnson just went on Fox News.
Mike Johnson is another Trump. Not just to grind out. I want more information on that little young teenage black boy you had living with you. That was rather odd. Anybody's taking up for Trump, you can best believe they touch little boys too. Because who would take up for somebody that has touched boys, little girls? Honestly, another pedo, a pedophile. He didn't hang around Epstein to tie his shoes and continue playing footsie. No, he wanted to try different things because he's a nasty boy. All you nasty boys don't mean a thing to me. Nasty. Done is nasty.
Well. So everybody's talking about Daddy Duffy Pants in a photo that apparently might exist that might be in Voldemort Poontain's hand today that shows Daddy Duffy Pants dropping to his knees to finish the shellac on a phallus, honey. Yes, the hubba bubba moment, apparently. But I just want to say something right here because Daddy Duffy Pants has took to his not-so-trues this morning to threaten members of the GOP, the Republicans, telling them to stop talking about Epstein. Okay, Daddy, we don't have to talk about your hubba bubba moment with Clinton deal or anything in the Epstein files, you see, because I have some memories. How about we direct our attention today to Michael Parker, the 10-year-old boy in Mar-a-Lago, Daddy? You remember in 1992, you paid his parents $3 million for allegations of oral rape. Yes, baby. Oh, we could talk about Charles Bacon, honey. Yes, he was 11 years old. And you paid his parents $3 million in 1994 for oral and anal rape. That's not in the files today, Daddy. How about we talk about that? That bi-curious big backbone spurred biff that he be, well, he's got proclivities. And it's not just with little girls, young ladies, women. Oh no. So many proclivities from the orange hoe. So there you go, Daddy. I don't have to talk about the island guy. I remember your past. Yes, indeed. I know how you went bankrupt. It wasn't just your faulty business deals. It was all the civil suits in the 90s because you could not keep your hands to yourself, baby, whether it was a girl or a boy, a woman or a man. Everybody always likes to talk about Daddy Duffy Pants and his inappropriate relationship with his daughter. But I say, everybody today, you should be looking the way of his sons. Because, I mean, when it comes to his boys, they got problems, dear. He's got one that can barely speak through the stuttering and the shivering and the shaking. And the other one, honey, has a substance abuse problem and has for years. I'm not saying anything here directly, but what I'm telling you today is that, yes, Daddy Duffy Pants does like to play with what's in men's and young boys' pants. So, it's not just about the island guy, Daddy. You were clocked way back in the day. You should have never, ever, ever, ever made your way into politics. Well. So everybody.
Donald Trump should never, ever, 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 ever have been sitting in that Oval Office. Not the first time nor this time. But what I learned, please don't get offended, because this is not racist. This is what I see all the way from slavery. The white man doesn't find anything wrong with the other mediocre white man touching people he should not touch. In the white man's eyes, he can touch whoever he want to touch. So all you mediocre white men in my chat saying the most stupidest things in my chat. Go look in the mirror because you are everything that Donald Trump is.
Well. So everybody's talking about Daddy Dumpy Pants in a photo that apparently might exist that might be in Voldemort Poontain's hand today that shows Daddy Dumpy Pants dropping to his knees to finish the shellac on a phallus, honey. Yes, the hubba bubba moment, apparently. But I just want to say something right here because Daddy Dumpy Pants has took to his not-so-trues this morning to threaten members of the GOP, the Republicans.
Okay, I didn't realize I showed it already. I'm sorry, I showed it one already.
I'm about to show you is an actual court document filed in 2016.
Subscribe to United Now,
accuses Donald
please.
Trump and Jeffrey Epstein of terrible acts against a 13-year-old girl. Look at this. So this girl was promised money and a modeling career to attend some parties in New York that were held at Epstein's residence. At least 4 of these parties were attended by Trump. And by the time of 1994, Donald Trump had known Epstein for at least 7 years. Here's a quote from Trump. I've known Jeff for 15 years.
These files, cases are in the membership.
Talking about Epstein.
All these cases is in the membership. All cases in the membership.
Many of them are on the younger side. Trump knew that this girl was just 13 years old. And here's where it gets terrible. Donald Trump initiated contact with the plaintiff at 4 parties, and on the 4th and final encounter with Trump tied her to a bed, exposed himself to her, and proceeded to forcibly rape her. During the course with his savage act, the plaintiff loudly begged Trump to stop, but with no effect. Donald Trump responded by striking this girl in the face with his open hand and screaming that he would do whatever he wants. And you guys can read all of this, but I'm going to finish off here. Immediately following this rape, Donald Trump threatened the plaintiff that if she ever revealed this to anybody, he would have her family killed. Look at this. Read this whole thing if you want to. It's absolutely terrible. Unfortunately, this case was later dropped, but not because what happened wasn't true, because Donald Trump threatened this girl's life and her family's lives. And this isn't fake, this is an actual court filing. I think we all know why this has gotten so little attention. Ask yourself why the same people screaming "protect children" are supporting this guy. What I'm about to show you is an actual...
They're screaming protect children, but they are pedos themselves. And they have children. So disgusting. The MAGA Republicans are sick in the brain. I wouldn't trust them with their own children. If you become a member, which the members have went up, YouTube raid. I'm tired. I've been tired all day. YouTube raised the prices. Victoria's wine is no longer $4.99. I think it's $6.99. Thank you, Coochie. It's $6.99 and something else. I apologize. But I have the cases of Donald Trump, what he done to young girls, in the members only. Yes, in the members only. So if you want to read the cases, you can.
At this point, you're either going to sleep tonight as a good person or as a normal person, or someone who defends a pedophile. Like, those are the only 2 options now. Now that those emails came out, people who knew, okay? But those are your options now. And innocent people don't fight that hard to release something that would exonerate them, right? So that's it. Those are your options. You're either a good person or you're somebody who defends a pedo. Up to you.
And that's what MAGA is. Up to you. MAGA is a pedo. The MAGA, Republican MAGA Party are pedos. They protect pedos. They protect SA abusers.
God, guys, this Epstein stuff keeps coming out faster than I can even make videos about it. Okay, so what new do we have here? We have Epstein in an email saying that Trump is dirty. Which, first off, right off the bat, if the most evil, despicable, craven, pedophile predator in history calls you dirty. Anyway, moving on, because that's not even the craziest part. He also said, I met a lot of bad people. None of them as bad as Trump. Again, that same thing. If you have the most evil, notorious child rape trafficking ring leader, call you those things. Yeah. What else? What else? Oh, yeah. Epstein said in a separate email that he had given information on Trump to the Russian government that they could use to handle him. And that this was like right before, like a month before, he went to Helsinki, which, if you don't know what happened there, that was essentially when Trump, like, for the first time publicly, essentially like denounced America and sided with Russia. He also at that meeting apparently refused having any interpreters in the room with him. So yeah, does that sound like a guy who's innocent and has nothing to hide? I don't think so. And lastly for now, apparently, Trump's first Thanksgiving in the White House, the first time in 2017, he spent it with Jeffrey Epstein. And you know, the more and more time that passes, the more and more I believe that they really were just boyfriends. But more importantly, above all that, the more and more that comes out, the more and more we see how connected, how closely connected all of this is. Jeffrey Epstein had this on Trump. Russia has this on Trump. Israel has this on Trump. Who knows? The FBI, the DOJ, they have this on Trump and have done nothing. Oh, like I said, that's it for now. But
that's it for now. Oh, Donald Trump, you are the bottom of the barrel type of dude. Yes, just bottom of the barrel.
Show this video to anyone still calling the GOP the party of family values. Robert Morris, Trump's spiritual advisor, 5 counts, crimes against children. Ralph Shorty, Trump's 2016 Oklahoma campaign chair and state senator, child sex trafficking. George Nader advised Trump on transition and foreign policy, child trafficking. Ruben Veristigi worked on content for the Trump campaign in 2020, videos of children. Tony Lazzaro, GOP donor connected to Trump circles, child sex trafficking. Adam Hagman, former Turning Point employee and 2016 Trump commerce official. Donald J. Trump, $83 million for sexually abusing Jean Carroll. MAGA loves 2 things, grifting and grooming. Show this video to anyone still calling the GOP the party of family values.
They're not the party of family values. Most of the mediocre white men in the MAGA Republican Party are pedos. They're sick in the head. That comes all the way from slavery, from what the ancestor, the men were RAPED, the black men and their women, their wives, their children. It's inherited in their bloodstream.
Well, look what we have here. You know, if only somebody had warned us about this gigantic, despicable orange shitberg, this putrid, festering boil on the asshole of American history. Oh, wait, that's right. We all did. And I guess if you're a Trump supporter out there watching this, I've got to know, how does it feel? How does it feel knowing that this man committed some of the most foul, vile, reprehensible acts against young girls? And when you looked at him, you saw yourself. How does it feel knowing that you have sacrificed so much, your time, your money, friends and family who will no longer speak to you, even jobs, and you have nothing to show for it? In fact, everything is more expensive now. Groceries and housing and healthcare and everything. How does it feel knowing that every time we saw his bumper sticker on the back of your car, every time we saw his flag outside your house, we laughed at you. We looked down our noses at you. We called you classless, trashy, gullible, bottom of the barrel, lowest common denominator. And every day that this man is president, he proves us right. How does that feel?
How does it feel? Yeah. How does it feel, MAGA? So, Jeffrey Epstein, Trump's BFF for 15 years or more, used to say that one of Trump's big tells was accusing other people of the exact thing he was guilty of. He picked that up from Roy Cohn, and it was known as the "you, not me" attack. Well, Roy Cohn was Donald Trump's gay friend. They went and got suits tailor-made together, and Roy paid for everything. Expensive suits. Put your mouth on me. So Donald Trump learned all his bad habits from Roy Cohn. And who is Roy Cohn? This is Roy. I talked about him before. Showed y'all pictures of him and Donald Trump hanging out. Roy was a gay man that died from the package. And I kind of wonder, why he can't hold his bowel movement?
Donald Trump is dead. Well, not literally, but his presidency just might be. And let me explain. So there has been 23,000 files that have been released. And within that is a ton of emails between Epstein and other people, especially Ghislaine Maxwell. But there's been some bombshells in those emails. Everything from Epstein advising the Russian government on how to deal with Donald Trump, to Epstein bragging that Donald Trump was with Donald Trump after his inauguration in his first term as president, to Donald Trump saying that, or to Epstein saying that Donald Trump walked into a glass wall while staring at young girls in the pool on his island. And now apparently him even saying that Clinton was never actually at his island. Now we do know that Clinton was accused of being on an airplane going to Africa, where Epstein was trafficking a girl on that plane at the same time. But when it comes to Donald Trump, there is so much evidence that he lied about everything when it comes to his relationship with Epstein. And they're doing everything that they can to cover it up. And Donald Trump has not responded. He's not responded on True Social. When he was asked in the Oval Office, when he was signing the reopening of the government last night about this, no response. He's a lame duck president. If he loses the Republicans in the House and the Republicans lose control of the House in the midterms, Donald Trump is going to be an afterthought. The question is, what do you guys think about it?
He's already an afterthought. He's an afterthought when he got off his knees with Elon Musk. Trump blows Bill Clinton, allegedly.
So in this email, you have Jeffrey Epstein asking his brother Mark if Putin still has the photos of Donald Trump blowing Bubba. Now, Bubba is Bill Clinton because that's one of his nicknames. And Donald Trump, we're just going to start calling him Deep Throat. But one of other Clinton's nickname was Slick Willie. So now we have Deep Throat all up on that Slick Willie.
Uh-oh. I'm trying to mute it so y'all can watch it. So y'all can watch it because I can't play the music. Let's see.
25. God bless ghetto America.
America is ghetto. Donald Trump made America ghetto. That's a nice looking white guy. He actually is married to a black woman, beautiful black woman, but that's a fine white man. Jesus be offense. He's married. More on Bill Clinton and Donald Trump.
Do y'all think it was spitting or swallowing in this exchange? For context, we're talking about this email that was just leaked from Epstein. It says, ask him if Putin has photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Bubba being referred to as William Blow It Bill Clinton. This definitely confirms that a lot of folks on the goddamn Epstein list, as well as...
Look where he got his hands. You see what Trump hands is?
These old adversaries. In public, they can be some real dicks to each other, but in private, I guess they can be blowing on them. Ask him if Putin has photos of Trump blowing Bubba. At this point, America is like a failing reality TV show, and they just throwing a whole bunch of shit trying to keep the viewers up because what the hell going on? Now, could Epstein be using satire and talking euphemisms?
Honey, he ain't using satire, because that's an email that we didn't even know going to be released, and that's from years ago. real thugs get down on the floor. Donnie been putting it on the floor, putting it on the floor. Donnie, you got them lockjaw, Glock 10,000, 20,000. They said Bill is hung, so I feel sorry for you. Did your mouth get tied, Donnie? And see on this photo, Donnie's teeth wasn't, he didn't have his teeth done. Look at his teeth. His teeth are real big. He got them much smaller now. His teeth were not nice back then. Uh-oh, I got it on mute. We're going to get up out of here in a moment.
The curtains covering up Trump's facade is closing on him. He is in full panic mode right now, spam calling every single Republican in the House of Representatives, threatening them, cajoling them, praising them, pleading with them, begging with them not to switch sides and vote yes on the Epstein files full release. Right now, we have 7 Republicans who've come out and said, if the vote comes to the floor, they will absolutely vote to release the Epstein files. And those numbers are growing by the minute. We have reports that as many as 100 have secretly already said, or quietly already said amongst themselves, that they will vote yes to release the Epstein files.
Well, this is something they already voted, you know, so we're going to skip that part. A warning about the possible next. Oh, jdvance, we ain't worried about him. Because we're trying to get up out of here. We ain't trying to listen to nothing that's too long.
This drawing from Epstein's birthday book is incredibly disturbing. So this drawing was submitted to Epstein's birthday book. It was just released today. We don't know who drew this or who sent this in, but you can clearly see that the author here is showing Epstein in 1983 handing candy to little girls. And then fast forward 20 years, Epstein is getting massaged by a group of women, most of which are not wearing tops. And one of them even has J.E. tattooed on their butt cheeks. We've also now seen the actual letter that was allegedly sent in by Donald Trump for Epstein's birthday, which bears Trump's signature here. I mean, this clearly is what he signs on every letter. There were tons of new photographs of Epstein and victims and friends released, along with photos and images of intimate moments with him and Ghislaine, and tons of letters from his friends, his family, his assistants, including this letter from a former assistant of Epstein's where they claim they met Trump, Naomi Campbell, Kevin Spacey, Michael Jackson, Clinton, Prince Andrew, and more. There's also this magazine cover submitted to the birthday book by lawyer Alan Dershowitz, which was edited by him to say some weird stuff like, consume me, Jeffrey, intoxicate me, Jeffrey Epstein's bloody summer. Who was Jack the Ripper? Was it Jeffrey Epstein? There's so much to get into here, and it's so disturbing. I just recorded a 2-hour breakdown of this book for my YouTube channel, The Conspiracy Files. I'm going to be releasing the video tonight, and I go through every page that's been released.
Make sure you go on YouTube and look for The Conspiracy Files. And be sure to subscribe and follow Uniting Now.
Big shift is coming. It is happening now as we speak. According to journalist David Schuster, over 100 GOP congressmen are planning to join Democrats in voting on the release of the Epstein files. Now, you might be asking, why would they do that? They haven't been in support of this the whole time. Well,
I shouldn't even say that. We don't care nothing about that. I'm going to show you that video of him giving head to the microphone again, and we're going to get out of here. Because MAGA don't want to believe us that they Savior be giving head, Glock 3000. Donnie be giving some head, giving some head. They said Donnie got the best head in the White House. Yeah, Donnie is good at that. Suck it, baby, suck it. Donnie be giving some head, giving some Glock 3000. That's Donald Trump, oh nasty boy. Let's watch it again. He can't deny this. This is not AI, Donald Trump. You showed us what that mouth can do. In that moment, because y'all know whenever the MAGA Republican Party did their rallies, the Grindr app was hot. Yeah, it would always what they call it in my chat. Tell me in the chat, Alan. Every time that the MAGA Republicans had their rallies, what would happen to the Grindr app? Donnie. And I'm gonna tell you what I learned about Donald Trump with my own eyes. In my opinion, I watch him watch black men. He like them. He want eggplant because it's big. So let's pay attention to Donnie Root and do his mouth work again. Glock 3000. No AI, MAGA. I'm going to show this again tomorrow. He did that out in public. It's not AI, baby. It's your master. See, Donnie was imagining that it was Bill Clinton he was giving Glock 3000 to. Whew. So he lived in New York, so I guess he was giving head to the Harlem Boys choir too. Again, we're going to watch it again because Donnie is good at what he does. He just ain't got nothing in his pants to work with, but Bill got something in his pants, and they said Bill is huge. No AI, this is real. He did it. This is Donald Trump at a rally. Honey, you would never catch President Barack Obama doing anything like that because he's of class. He's highly educated, high IQ. Only a low IQ person would do that. Donald Trump is low IQ. We cannot expect anything more from him. He's slow. He rode the short bus. MAGA is slow too. They eat boogers. And then they sit on a bench and sway their legs back and forth. They go to the park late at night to see who they can catch and put their mouth on. A bunch of twisted freaks. I'm going to drop the mic on that. I'm going to leave it alone at this point. MAGA is proud of that man. MAGA is proud of that man that took the microphone, jerked it off, and put his mouth on it. Donald Trump is a twisted freak. He can't be trusted. I'm telling you, I've never seen a president carry on like this until Donald Trump. And MAGA is proud of all of that. They still voted for that man, and he showed them what kind of person he was at his rallies. He told them what he was going to do. Let me tell you something. My people is from this land. I ain't going nowhere. And black people was on this earth before you. Before anybody else ever touched this earth, we were here first. The entire world. We were here first. You come from me, my people. You're a mutation. Don't get offended. It's a fact. So all the rude things, and Alan, thank you for removing that comment, whoever removed it, because I was going to wear that person out. I don't even see their name anymore. I was going to read them down to Donald Trump's pissy depends and then stick him up his ASS. I'm Michael Jackson bad. I done told y'all. Real bad. I'm Michael Jackson bad. You come from me, I mollywop you. I love you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Only way I'm going to go live tomorrow, it's got to be something really good come out. I definitely won't be able to go live next weekend because Alan already know. Next week, this queen will be walking across the stage at her commencement ceremony, receiving my PhD. I will not be able to go live. I may put clippings here and there as shorts, but I will not be able to go live. So I probably won't go live for a couple of days next week. But I love y'all. And if I don't go live tomorrow, because there's nothing new out, but if some new stuff come out, I'm going to put it on the floor, But I won't be having no knee pads like Donnie. Now, they said Bill Clinton was the man, and I believe it. Bill wasn't bad looking. Bill is still attractive. He old. So I can imagine Donnie was lusting after Bill. Yep, Bill Clinton is a nice looking man. Yep. I don't have an Adam's apple. You better worry about your bussy. How about that? Because it's bleeding right now. Go to the hospital, okay? And get the gerbil taken out, okay? And stop putting hamsters up there. What is wrong with you? I love y'all. Enjoy your weekend. God bless you. And I just may see you tomorrow because Donnie is going to do something stupid because he can't handle everybody talking about him and Epstein and the Bill Clinton situation. Donnie, keep your mouth out from those pings and the eggplants. And tell Mike Johnson, stay off a grinder. Can you do that, please? I love you guys. Good night.